Hello everyone, what's up? I hope you all are good. My name is SAKSHI Yadav and a very warm welcome to all of you in today's discussion. So I am here with one topic that is currently is in news. So the topic is what are the strategies for the India's future growth and especially for India's economic growth. So there is one context behind this topic, that's why the topic is in news. So the context is currently India's growth in 2023 and 24 is projected by the RBI at the rate of 7%. Okay, so the rate is 7% is a very good rate that is projected by the RBI. And another on the another side, the IMF, that is International Monetary Fund, and World Bank have pegged it at only 6.3% rate. Okay, so I think you all are understanding this thing. The 6.3% rate and the 7% rate have a very big gap. So why the Indian bank, that is RBI, projected it at 7%. Okay, so for understanding this thing, for understanding the data that is given by the RBI, we have to understand the current situation, what kind of situation is going on nowadays. So you all know that the movement toward deglobalization and the many more ongoing, we can say, geopolitical conflicts, that is such as we can say the Israel and Hamas war and Russia Ukraine war. So because of these war, the supply chain got disrupted, and in the context of international relation as well, and in the context of only supply. So the supply of crude oil, the supply of grains, and the supply of many more precious things that the country have to need, and they have this kind of commodities or things. They are there is, we can simply say, the things, the need is very important things in our life. So when the supply chain got disrupted and international relation also affected by the this kind of war, the Israel Hamas war and Russia Ukraine war, so for dependency of the country and the dependency on another country of India's, this thing affects a lot. Okay, for future as well. So firstly, we have to improve, or we have to reduce our import from different countries, and we have to increase our export. Okay, when we reduce our import and increase our export, so this will helps in the growing of India's future, and especially in the economy. Okay, so the strategy that the topic is what are the strategies for India's future growth. So first strategy that I want to share with you. So the strategy is, if the India will have to rely relatively more on domestic growth drivers. So what kind of domestic growth driver that India have to rely on, that domestic growth driver, to achieve 7% real growth. So domestic growth drivers like Make in India project or initiatives, we can say. So our country's Make in India project is a very important initiatives taken by the government, and if we work upon this project, then we can go in a right direction. By this we can increase our manufacturing sector and improve our manufacturing sector, and another sector is services sector. So we can also improve our services sector. Okay, when we rely relatively more on domestic, we can say, domestic growth driver. So you all know that nowadays we import a lot of things from different country. So if we talk about China, so we import vehicles, and mostly the vehicle parts we import a lots of vehicle part from the China, and organic chemicals, and fertilizers. And you know what about the semiconductor chip? I think you all are aware about semiconductor chip, that is silicon chip. So we import a lots of silicon chip from China. So we have to invest a lots of money on the import, and that's why our physical deficit also go in a negative direction. So for improving our fiscal, we have to export a lot, and we don't have to rely on any country for importing the things, or for importing any other commodity. So that's why this is, we can say, a strategy that import should be reduced, and export, we have to increase our export to different country. So this will also generate a lots of money, and to our country. And the second strategy is that if the ICOR reduce or go down, then our like achievable growth would be higher. So I think you all are not aware about the ICOR, that what is ICOR. So ICOR is incremental capital output ratio. So this is an economic term, that is ICOR, incremental capital output ratio. So if you want to any video on in this regard, in this term ICOR, so you can comment, simply comment, and then we can make a different video on that. So ICOR, if the ICOR is lower, then achievable growth of our country would be higher. So first of all, we have to focus about ICOR, that how can we reduce our ICOR. Okay. And the third and a very important strategy, that is, there should be a large potentially employable population seeking jobs. Okay, if there are lots of jobs present for the population, like you know that our country is have a lots of youth, and our country is a developing country, and according to the demographic dividend, our country is a youthful country. So for that, for those youth, if you the lots of job is present for the youth, then they can give and support in the development of our country. Okay. So for the development, that there should be a large potentially employed population seeking jobs, and we can like textile sector, we talk about textile sector, manufacturing sector, and lots of industries, factories. So in those areas, in those places, if we employ the worker, so we should also give a good, we can say, a technology and a good innovation as well for the safety of labor. You know what, nowadays because of the safety, the safety is not present at the workplace, so many of the laborers lost their life because of the safety. So if the safety is present at the workplace, and innovations and technologies are also present, then it will also helps in like economic growth. In the next 3 decades, there is a scientific like research as well. If you give a labor safety, like innovation and technology at the workplace, so this will help a lot for our country's development, and for our development of the economic growth as well. And the fourth very important strategies, that is allocation of resources like for training and for skilling. So if we, like our country or our government, allocate a lots of resources to the youth of our, for the youth of our country, for the training, and for giving skills, so this will also helps because of the demographic dividend. If we talk about demographic dividend, so lots of population is youth population. So for those youth, the training and the skill is very important. By this, we can, the youth can contribute a lot of in the growing economy. Okay. So India's growing working is population, the training, and the skilling is very important. So we have to provide a lots of resources to our India's population and especially to the youth. And you know what about artificial intelligence? So we have to provide these kind of things to our youth, to our country's youth, like artificial intelligence and generative artificial intelligence as well. These tools help lot to in the country's development, okay, and the overall growth of our country. The AI and the generative AI help will help. And the another important example we can say, the like energy, we can save energy, we can save time by using the AI tools. And the productivity will also improve the result that come by the labor. So energy, efficiency, time, we can reduce all the things, okay, and we can improve our productivity at the workplace by giving the AI tools for the youth and the labor of our country. And the climate, we can say, if we emphasize on the services sector, so the growth which is relatively, we can say, climate friendly. So emphasizing services sector growth which is relatively climate friendly, this will also help in our future growth, of India's future growth, and improving this thing. And you all are aware about the PLFS, that is periodic labor force survey. So PLFS also talk about the labor safety, labor security, and the labor participation, that what kind of labor safety should be present at the workplace for the labor, and what kind of security, because by the lack of security and safety, many more labor lost their life. So for saving their life, for the labor and for the youth of our country, we have to provide a lots of safety and security, okay, to the laborers. So this will also help in increasing the participation rate in the we can say growing age population, because many of the youth don't want to come in that kind of area, because of there is no safety for them, no security for them. So that's why they don't want to come in the factory, in the industry, and in the manufacturing sector, and in the textile sector, because of the risk and because of the threatening to their life. So for like maintaining the labor in workplace, at the workplace, we have to give some safety and security. And we should provide some artificial intelligence, that we said earlier, some AI tools, some generative AI tools, so we can save our time, our energy, and the result that will come is a productive result. So thank you. These are some very important and efficient strategies for our India's future growth. And India's future growth strategies like need to be calibrated in the view of the changing globalization condition. For changing globalization condition, we have to calibrate some strategies for our country's economy, for the development. Like currently we are developing country, so for shifting to the developing country, to the developed country, we have to analyze the things, and we have to calibrate the strategies for the future growth of our country. So thank you.